Yebo, yebo. Another video, another episode, another analysis, another assessment, another examination of the Zimbabwe TRABABLAS interchange. Zimbabwe TRABABLAS interchange in Harare, the capital city of Zimbabwe. Two problems of Zimbabwe TRABABLAS interchange. There are two problems, according to my research, according to my study, according to what I observed, according to what I found out just recently on. Two problems of the Zimbabwe TRABABLAS interchange. Number one problem, the problem of design. The problem of design. There are reports, there is information, there's data that proves that the design is not really on point if we compare with other African countries. Talk of South Africa, talk of Egypt, talk of Morocco, talk of Algeria, talk of Tunisia, talk of Uganda, talk of Kenya, talk of Tanzania, talk of Zanzibar, and talk of Rwanda. The design of that interchange in Harare is not really on point, is not really perfect, is not really good if you compare with the fellow African countries and what they did in the same regard, in the same respect of building, constructing, or engineering their own interchanges in their own countries. So the problem of design, the way it was designed, by whosoever designed it. So there are reports, there's information, there's data that proves it was not really on point, or it's not really on point. If you make a comparison to fellow African countries, not to talk of Europe, not to talk of American countries, not to talk of Asian giants like Malaysia or Singapore, no, we can't even talk about them. Let's just talk about our own African nations, our own African brothers in Africa as a continent, comparing Zimbabwe TRABABLAS interchange with the fellow African developments in the same regard, in the same respect, their own interchanges in their own towns or in their own cities. So the issue of design, how it was designed. Of course, you've been exposed to a lot of videos about the TRABABLAS interchange. You've been exposed to a lot of video clips, videos, and you've seen how it was designed. And you've been exposed again to videos to other African countries, African nations, South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, Zanzibar, Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, even Libya, even Algeria. And you see how they build their own interchanges in Cairo, Egypt, Algiers, Algeria, Rabat, or Casablanca, Morocco, Johannesburg, South Africa, Pretoria, South Africa, Cape Town, South Africa, Durban, South Africa, Nairobi, Kenya, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. You see Kampala, Uganda, Kigali, Rwanda, Bujumbura in Burundi. And you see how they build their own interchanges. Then compare with our own Zimbabwean version. Make a comparison with our own Zimbabwean reality, Zimbabwean development, our own Zimbabwean version of an interchange in Harare. Make a comparison, compare and contrast. So there's a problem of design. There's a problem of design, not really on point, not really perfect, not really good in comparison to our own African brothers, our own African counterparts in the same region, Southern Africa or African continent in general. Do you understand? Are you following? Are you listening to my communication? Problem number two, the problem of quality, quality. I don't know how many times I can repeat or cry over this word, quality. Again, in comparison to fellow African countries and their own versions of interchanges in their own towns and cities. If you compare, you see a difference, a vast difference, magical difference, a great difference, a radical difference in terms of quality of construction, quality of the infrastructure, quality of the materials used, quality. of the whole product, of the whole outcome, overall quality, of the engineering, quality of the construction, quality, even of the design. So quality, 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 quality of the whole development, overall quality, in comparison to other interchanges in South Africa, Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Burundi, Tanzania, Zanzibar, Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, Libya, and Algeria, just to name a few countries. So we cannot talk about American countries. We cannot even talk about New Zealand or Australia or Canada. No, we cannot even talk about Europe. Forget about them, because that's another too much level on its own. That's way over the board. We can't even talk about Singapore and Malaysia. These Asian giants in Asia. We cannot even talk about them. So the best we can do is just to analyze and examine at our own African level, Zimbabwe as compared to Uganda, Zimbabwe as compared to Tanzania, Zimbabwe as compared to South Africa, Zimbabwe as compared to Egypt, as compared to Algeria, Morocco, Libya, Uganda, Zanzibar, and Kenya. That's the best we can do. That's the best working model, working philosophy, working ideology that we can implement right now. So there's a problem of quality. Of course, at a Zimbabwean level, it's a good development. At a Zimbabwean level, it's a wonderful achievement. At a Zimbabwean level, it's a great miracle. Yebo. At a Zimbabwean level, it's a great accomplishment. I know, I understand. I'm happy for that. I'm excited for that. But in light of comparison to other countries, we are lagging behind. There's a problem of quality. That is my research. That is my analysis. But to recap and to conclude and to give you good news, at a Zimbabwean level, it's very good, it's very nice, it's very perfect. Because we've never had a thing like this since independence from 1980. We have never had a thing like this. We didn't have a thing like this. So it's way too good, way too perfect. It's way too correct, too much right, too much perfect for this country, for this nation. Problem number one, problem of design. If you compare with the other interchanges in Africa or fellow African countries. Number two, problem of quality. If you compare again to fellow African countries and what they built in the same respect, in the same regard, their own versions of interchanges, their own developments, realities of interchanges. If you compare and contrast and compare and contrast, you will see a difference about quality, about this design. Two problems. But at the Zimbabwean level, that's very fine. That's very good. That's very nice. That's very incredible. That's so highly commendable. I give a thumbs up. But we have to do more. We have to achieve more. We have to go further to another level, to the next level. I'm done talking. I'm done talking.